in, welcome in. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? What is the vibes? Let me know down below. I want to know. I want to get to know y'all. Y'all know we are building a community here, okay? So tell me how you're doing, how you're feeling, how are the energies treating you? Because I want to know. I want to get to know you, okay? All right. So Oh, we haven't done this in a while. Maybe we should save it for next week. Nah, we gonna save it for next week because we gonna get it because we didn't do it yesterday. So we're gonna get into the full swing of things next week. So if you have been with us for a while now, following us along in the live streams, okay, um, not really so much in like the short and long form videos, but more so the live streams, right? Because how we have done the live streams has changed like more times than I could. I'm joking. I'm being a little bit exaggerative, right? But no, it has changed quite a few times. That if you are just now joining us in this journey, right? Along this journey, Spirit said, if you're now just joining us, how we used to come in for the lives, okay? We used to come in day after day. Okay, no, we never used to come in on Sunday, but we used to come in Monday through Saturday, okay? Every day we would come in except for our collective reading days because we just getting straight into it. But every other live day, we would come in and we would do our meditation. Okay, so we would take 5 to 10 minutes out of the live, at the first part of the live, and we would do a small guided meditation. Okay, guided by me, sometimes guided by the creators who have made their own guided meditations um, and posted them online. I have an entire playlist on YouTube of those creators. Okay, so you don't even have to go looking far wide. You know what I'm saying? Um, if you go on my YouTube and you go to our mindfulness playlist, right? If it showed me, there is 218 videos in that playlist for you guys to use to your own discretion. Okay, meditations, yoga, breath work, okay, journaling, like how to journal, things like that. I have videos on how to journal as well. Do I? No, that's in the works. My bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. We're just gonna like forget we heard anything, right? So anywho, so TikTok, you okay? I just like seen like the TikTok app just like glitch there for a second, like okay. But yeah, so we used to come in every day for the first 5-10 minutes. After I do my whole little spiel, okay, I tell you what we're doing today. You know what I'm saying? We had a routine. We had a routine in the sense that that's what we're doing. So we're getting back into that. You know what I'm saying? New year. Okay, so we are getting back into that. We took a moment to focus majority of our time on tarot at the end of the year last year because we needed to. Like, it's just like that's what we were feeling called to do at the end of the year last year. So that's what route we took. Um, don't don't worry, tarot is still going to be a big part of what we do on this channel. Okay. Um, whether you're on YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, right? Doesn't matter, but TikTok is still going to be a big thing that we do on this channel, okay? But I still want you guys to learn certain concepts, themes, ideologies, certain things to help you on your journey, okay? So we aren't going to do the meditation today, but starting next week, um, after I post the schedule, it will be every day except for our tarot days. Um, which is just okay. So that's gonna be Wednesday and Thursday. Okay, so Wednesday and Thursday, and that's about it. Yeah. Okay. So more info on that. Yeah. Okay. So today, right, we are going to be getting into our lesson day because it was pinned on TikTok. Yeah, I did have it pinned on TikTok, but I took it down because I'm going to repost the news. I don't say repost. I'm going to post the news schedule and I'm going to pin the news schedule. How about that? Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Right. So so I unpin the other one and then we are going to pin the new one once that is posted this week. Okay. Remember guys, we will not be live this Friday. And already starting last week, but also this week forward, we will not be going live on Saturdays. Okay, Saturdays. I will let you know why. Okay, later, later. All right. So, but we did do Omniology review. We used to do it 3 days out of the week. We used to do it 3 days. Okay, so serious. Um, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, so we did do it Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Okay, so we would do the reviews. Um, we do the book, which we are gonna do today. We are gonna do the book review today. Just something light, you know what I'm saying? Because when we get into the other books, right, the ones that I have on hand, hold on, y'all. Okay, when we get into the book of wisdom, y'all, like, I feel like we should save that, okay? Because we have like 221 books on the Boss Up playlist. So when it comes to our audiobooks, when we listen to that, we got a lot of those for days, right? And you can listen to those, watch those on your own time too. You don't have to just do it with me when we do it on the lives, okay? Just pace yourself, right? I would say pace yourself. Just like we're going to pace ourselves through this, just like we're going to pace ourselves through the Bible, right? We when it comes to spiritual knowledge and wisdom, like there's seriously no rush. Like trying to learn it all at one time is going to be like an overload, like an overstimulation of information, and it's just not fun. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to bombard you with information, and if you decide to go down a couple rabbit holes, don't bombard yourself with information, okay? I'm one, I love a good rabbit hole. I'm gonna let you know right now. I love a good rabbit hole. But guys, them rabbit holes. Okay, them rabbit holes, they can be quite strenuous, right? Um, on your mental health, You know, especially when you're in that point, how do you say that? Where you're like still trusting your own intuition, right? And as you're trusting your own intuition, um, believing and knowing what you're seeing, what you're picking up on, right, versus what the masses seem to be, you know, just straight over their heads, right, and being able to stand up and stand in courage and faith and standing in your belief, right. It takes a lot, you know, especially when you're in that beginning phases, you know. It can kind of I don't say derail, but it could spirit, I guess. Yes, for some people it could derail their spiritual journey because, you know, it's just, it alters how they move. Spirit is saying in and out of the physical and spiritual, right? So, in that beginning stages, you know what I'm saying, where you're like still learning to trust yourself, still learning to trust the unknown, the divine, right? Yeah, an overload of this information is going to be like, just I don't know. For some people, it could derail them, right? And for other people, you know, like if you stay grounded, right, like it's genuinely you'll be fine. Okay, I don't know what this is. Welcome in, guys. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? Let me know down in the chat. Okay, so we are going to get into this book. Okay, there is 9 minutes on it. Y'all know I love to talk, so I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna try my best not to talk too much, but the message in this book is very intuitive. That James Allen um, took time to write this out for the masses, for the collective, right? That oh, there it goes. I was like, why is not? The spirit is trying to get the message across, okay, that the transformation you seek is within, right?
Cherish your visions, cherish your ideals, cherish the music that stirs in your heart, the beauty that forms in your mind, the loveliness that drapes your purest thoughts.
Okay, I know. I just said I was gonna try, but when I say do what makes your soul sing, right? That's what I mean right there.
For out of them will grow all delightful conditions, all heavenly environment. Of these, if you but remain true to them, your world will at last be built. To desire is to obtain, to aspire is to achieve. Shall man's basest desires receive the fullest measure of gratification, and his purest aspirations starve for lack of sustenance? Such is not the law. Such a condition of things can never obtain. Ask and receive.
Ask and receive.
Dream lofty dreams, and as you dream, so shall you become.
Anywho, I did stop it. So, dream lofty dreams. I know y'all know that means dream big. Okay, reach for the stars. Okay. But Spirit says ask and receive. That's why you can dream big. That's why you can ask for the stars. That's why you can ask for everything to the moon and back. You know what I'm saying? That's why you can ask and receive it. But you gotta believe that you can have the dreams that you seek.
Your vision is the promise of what you shall one day be. Your ideal is the prophecy of what you shall at last unveil. The greatest achievement was at first and for a time a dream.
Mhm.
The oak sleeps in the acorn. The bird waits in the egg. And in the highest vision of the soul, a waking angel stirs.
Yep.
Dreams are the seedlings of realities. Your circumstances may be uncongenial, but they shall not long remain so if you but perceive an ideal and strive to reach it. You cannot travel within and stand still without.
Okay, so most important thing about Omniology Day that I should mention now. Take notes. If we're going to do this, take notes, okay? Make sure you are taking notes. Yes, the books are in the playlist, so you can go back in them and watch them and listen to them yourselves, but take notes. Like if you hear something you that resonates with you and you're like, he's speaking or she's speaking, dropping gems of knowledge. Okay, boom, write it down. Write it down. Write it down. We are doing this so that you can grow, learn, and evolve on your journeys. Okay, so please write it down. Especially if I take the time to pause and point it out. Okay, okay. Um, what was the part I was looking at? Waking, waking angel stirs. Okay, and in the highest vision of the soul, a waking angel stirs. Okay, y'all already know some of y'all are earth angels. Okay, so some of y'all are angels reincarnated or an incarnation of an angel here, say your first earth lifetime, but at this time a divine light soldier. Okay, um what was the other thing? There was, dreams are the seedlings. Move thingy. Why is it? Okay, wait. Hello. Move this, please. Maybe if I go back. No. Okay. Seedlings. I just dreams are the seedlings of realities. Okay. Um. Every seed you plant, right? When you're manifesting, right? Every action you take, every inclination towards your dreams, towards the things that you are manifesting, right? It implants that energy and grounds it more into reality. Okay, that is what that means, then, right? So dreams are the seedlings of realities. Yes. So that spark, that vision, okay, is what guides you to the end result, right? But you have no control of how you get there. Remember that. Okay. So you're
Feel and strive to reach it. You cannot travel within and stand still without.
ooh,
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it.
ads.
By poverty and labor, confined still without. Here is a youth hard pressed by poverty and labor, confined long hours in an unhealthy workshop,
Examples.
schooled and lacking all the arts of refinement. But he dreams of better things. He thinks of intelligence, of refinement, of
Makes
grace
sense.
and beauty. He
Right.
conceives of, mentally builds up, an ideal condition of life.
Okay.
The vision of a wider liberty and a larger scope takes possession of him. Unrest urges him to action, and he utilizes all his spare time and means, small though they are, to the
He
development.
does what? He utilizes all of his spare time and his means. He creates a vision board. He does, and he puts in the work and the effort. He doesn't just say what he wants. He also does, right? He's a doer. Okay. Now he's gonna keep doing, right? And we're gonna see how that plays out. Okay, how that rolls into his future, right?
development of his latent.
Why you are the creator of your journey. Well, co-creator. But um you still have the means to create the journey that you want to see. Okay, yes, it's going to be within the will of the Lord, but however, right, you don't have to experience anything that you do not want to experience. Okay,
Powers and resources. Very soon, so altered has his mind become that the workshop can
so altered that his mind has become. He no longer believes that he is somebody who is fit to live in poverty. Therefore, he changed his mindset. Therefore, he is not allowing these type of things to consume him.
no longer hold him. It has become so out of harmony with his mentality that it falls out of his life as a garment is cast aside. And with the growth of opportunities which fit the scope of his expanding powers, he passes out of it forever. Years later, we see this youth as a full-grown
Ego death, he has let go of the mindset of poor, of the mindset of poverty, right? And he has welcomed in the mindset of wealth, and he has got it to stick. He has did the work to change, completely flip and shift his paradigm into something more beautiful. And we're about to see what this has done for this now full grown man.
man. We find him a master of certain forces of the mind, which he wields with worldwide influence and almost unequaled power. In his hands, he holds the cords of gigantic responsibilities. He speaks, and lo, lives are changed. Men and women hang upon his words and remold their characters. In sunlight, he becomes the fixed and luminous center round which his innumerable destinies revolve. He has realized the vision of his youth. He has become one with his ideal. And you, too, youthful reader, will realize the vision, not the idle wish, of your heart, be it base or beautiful, or a mixture of both, for you will always gravitate toward that which you secretly most love. Into your hands will be placed the exact results of your own thoughts.
Listen now.
You will receive that which you earn, no more, no less. Whatever your present environment may be, you will fall, remain, or rise with your thoughts, your vision, your ideal. You will become as small as your controlling desire, as great as your dominant aspiration. In the beautiful words of Stanton Kirkham Davis, you may be keeping accounts. Presently you shall walk out of the door that for so long has seemed to you the barrier of your ideals, and shall find yourself before an audience, the pen still behind your ear, the ink stains on your fingers, and then and there shall pour out the torrent of your inspiration. You may be driving sheep, and you shall wander to the city bucolic and open-mouthed. You shall wander under the intrepid guidance of the Spirit into the studio of the Master. And after a time he shall say, I have nothing more to teach you. Now you have become the Master, who did so recently dream of great things while driving sheep. You shall lay down the saw and the plane to take upon yourself the regeneration of the world. The thoughtless, the ignorant, the indolent, seeing only the apparent effects of things and not the things themselves, talk of luck, of fortune, and chance. Seeing a man grow rich, they say, how lucky he is. Observing another become intellectual, they exclaim, how highly favored he is. And noting the saintly character and wide influence of another,
but they never talk about the work they put in. The prayers behind closed doors. Okay, they never talk about none of that. Okay, always talking about how lucky, how highly favored. Okay, but they're never talk about, okay, the mental work that went in. Okay, the physical labor that went in. Alrighty, like. You always have to remember that. Oh, thank you, Bailey. Alright, hi guys, how y'all doing? How y'all feeling? Welcome in. Let me know how y'all doing in the chat, okay? Alright, so Yes. When people are viewing your journey from the outside in, right, you can't, I'm not talking about job, but um they get envious, jealous, angry, right? But they don't know what it is that you had to do to get where you are today or where you're going, right? So like it's it's yeah, spirit we can say it's baseless, but it's just, especially yeah if they're throwing accusations. I get what you're saying, but yeah. So basically, spirit's just saying that if they're throwing accusations and stuff like that, that they're baseless because they don't know. Um, basically, these are accusations in a sense. Like these are baseless accusations because you're saying how lucky, but you don't know what luck had to do with it, right? You don't know. You speaking on things and you have no idea what an individual went through. Okay, okay, UK period. Beans on toast. All right, all right. So where we at? Boom.
Remark how chance aids him at every turn.
Mm.
They do not see the trials and failures and struggles which these men have voluntarily encountered in order to gain their experience, have no knowledge of the sacrifices they have made, of the undaunted efforts they have put forth, the faith they have exercised, that they might
Faith
overcome
they
the
have
apparent
exercised.
insurmountable and realize the vision of their heart.
Mm-hmm.
They do not know the
Period.
darkness and the heartaches. They only see the light and joy. Call it luck.
And call
They
it
do
luck.
not see the long and arduous journey, but only behold the pleasant goal and call it good fortune.
And that's why I will never tell you that the spiritual journey is all rainbow and sunshines. It's not. It's not, baby. It's not. It's not. Okay. There are good days. There are dark days. Okay. But how you overcome them, how you get back up, how you take 10 steps backwards to take 50 steps forward, that is what matters on the spiritual journey. Okay. um like, and it's okay to have setbacks, it's okay to fall down, as long as you get back up, right? Is you If you stay down, that's where your story ends. And y'all know I tell y'all that all the time. If you stay down, that is where your story ends. When you get back out, the story continues. Okay? So when people only see the good in your life and they don't see what's going on behind the scenes, they're not gonna know. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna know what is going on. But that is where empathy, okay, yes, growth is important, Bailey, but that is where empathy is coming into play as well, which is also a part of growth. It's also part of emotional intelligence, right? Because understanding that people have gone through things before they have achieved greatness in their lives, right? And not just seeing them as somebody who has all of these things, right? And comparing, right? You see that they are a human being, okay? All right, so like, and you see that first before you see all the stuff that they have. You know what I'm saying? We're not out here moving like the devil. You know what I'm saying? Oh, if they didn't have all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? They wouldn't. Ain't nobody got time for none of that. So let me see. How do we? Let's see. Yes, I am 23. A lot. I've a lot done in 5 years, Bailey. Um, give me a second, guys. Y'all know how I feel about people being crusty and dusty in my chat. Da, 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 da. Alright. Hi, Darcy. How you doing? How you feeling? Let me know down in the chat. Okay, so all right, so we're fixing that. So let's get back into the reading them.
Do not understand the process, but only perceive the result, and call it chance. In all human affairs, there are efforts and there are results. And the strength of the efforts is the measure of the result. Chance is not. Gifts, powers, material, intellectual, and spiritual possessions are the fruits of effort.
Are the
They
fruits
are
of
thoughts complete.
what? Of the fruits of what? Effort. Gifts, powers, material, intellectual, and spiritual possessions are the fruits of what? Effort. You don't get spiritual powers from nothing. I tell y'all all the time. Telekinesis is one of those harder things to master, right? And it doesn't come without what? Practice. If you want to learn how to do telepathy, you need to practice how to do telepathy. You know what I'm saying? It comes from practice, right? Trusting your intuition, trusting your spiritual, your discernment, right? All of that comes with practice, right? Those things, your intuition is going to be weak, right? Your intuition is going to be untrained, unfiltered. It's not going to always have the answers unless you train it to, right? Unless you train it to get in alignment so that it always receives the divine codes that are coming through, right? That your intuition is always going to be off. Your intuition is always going to have leaks, holes. You know what I'm saying? So the more you train it, the more accurate it gets, right? The less out of in tune you are, right? The reason science tosses intuition out the window, and barely pays it any mind, because mind you, they do mention it, but they don't pay it any mind, because it's something you have to train as a muscle, and because we don't know enough about the brain, right? Which this is my life's work, but because we don't know enough about the brain, okay, the intuition, that is something that is within our brain, okay. Like I said, that is my life's work, okay, to go ahead and prove that in the scientific community, but it is something that you have to train, okay, because if you're not out here training your intuition, right, but you're intuitive, okay, and like sometimes you be doing stuff that you can't explain, how how you got that feeling, how you saw that image, you know what I'm saying, how you had that dream, you know what I'm saying, you can't explain that stuff, then boom, right there, if you change your intuition, those things would get stronger over time, right? Okay. I am not Haitian. No, no. Thank you for asking though. But like I said, these are fruits of effort. Every gift, right? Every manifestation, okay? Everything you want to do in your life takes effort, right?
Objects accomplished. Visions realized.
3
The
more
vision
minutes.
that you glorify in your mind, the ideal that you enthrone in your heart, this you will build your life by. This you will become.
And he said, the vision that you glorify in your mind. Okay, glorify in your mind, right? The ideal that you enthrone in your heart, right? Because you have to what? Think it, you have to feel it, and then you have to believe it in order to what? Do it, right? Okay, so this you will build your life by. You will believe it. You have thought of it so much that you feel it in your heart, you feel it in your body, in your soul, that you deserve to have this, that this deserves to play out, that you believe it so much, you go and you live your life by it, right? So now you're living your life by it. This is your life now. This is what you do. This is what you are. This is what you've become, because you have put the effort to think it, feel it, believe it, and do it. right? That's what manifestation is. Okay, because people think manifestation is you write it a couple times in a book, you know what I'm saying, and you go, yeah, all right. All right, nothing happened. Nothing happened. Why did nothing happen yet? No, that's not what manifestation is. Right? That's like, I'm here to tell you that's not what it is at all. Right? Like you like it's not just about repetition. Okay, and the repeating and in your brain, imprinting it in your brain repetitively. Right? It's not just about that. Okay, it's also feeling, right? Feeling it in your heart, in your bones, in your soul, as your truest desires, right? Feeling that it is a lot larger than it than you could ever imagine. You know what I'm saying? So doing that, believing it so much that you live your life by it, right? If you want to lose weight, you know what I'm saying? You think that you can lose weight, right? You feel like you can lose weight. You know what I'm saying? So that you believe it so much that you live your life. You start eating better, right? You start drinking more water. You start working out. You start doing things better because you believe, you think it, you feel it, you believe it. So you start doing. And then eventually you looking back 5 years later and you've lost a whole bunch of weight and you sitting there living your best life. Like that that right there, that simulation right there, that is what manifestation is. Okay? Right? When you want things to happen in your life, that's the process. Okay? It, and you're like, it's not that copy and paste, but it basically is. Every situation is going to be different, but you do have to think, feel, believe so much that you start living your life that way before it even happens. You know how some people talk about before they were rich, they went to these very expensive places, right? These very expensive stores and stuff, and they would go in there, do they window shopping, and be like, oh yeah, but when I get my money, I'm gonna get this and this. You know what I'm saying? Like they were doing that, and then boom, now they can shop at that store. They don't even gotta check the price tag. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. That's what manifestation is, right? Um, and that's the I want to say that's the scientific copy and paste method, okay? But low key, hold on, guys, wait a minute now because this might be a lot bigger than we think, okay? Because hold on, it might real life be the scientific method to manifestation, to getting the life of your dreams. Hold on, y'all. No, I'm taking credit for that. Don't even try me. Y'all, that is awesome. No, but that's all glory to the Lord. But still, no, I'm in shock because we've talked about it so much, but the way that it's clicking to me right now is like I love that. Hold on. Where's the notebook? Alright, as we get into our lesson Omniology review days, lesson days again. The notebook is our friend. Blank fifth page somewhere. No, this is all the Bible stuff. There has to be one somewhere. Maybe we write it on. Oh wait, no, I can write it right here because this is actually where my research. Okay, wait. Okay, guys, wait. I'm writing this down. We're writing this down. Okay. Um. Welcome in. Welcome in. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? Let me know down in the chat. I want to know. I want to get to know y'all. Okay, so I'm writing this down. So, for manifestation, right? Thing. What? I don't know if it keeps like. I feel like there's a. That is the base of it. Of course, in the science, that's the base right now. But in the scientific world, it will have to be further explained. But right now, boom, it's written down. Okay, so let's try to finish the last 3 minutes of this book. Okay.
Serenity. Calmness of mind is one of the beautiful jewels of wisdom. It is the result of long and patient effort and self-control. Its presence is an indication of ripened experience and of a more than ordinary knowledge of the laws and operations of thought. A man becomes calm in the measure that he understands himself as a thought-evolved being, for such knowledge necessitates the understanding of others as the result of thought. And as he develops a right understanding and sees more and more clearly the internal relations of things by the action of cause and effect, he ceases to fuss and fume and worry and grieve, and remains poised, steadfast, serene.
That's the difference. This is the difference right there between the woe is me, right, and the spiritually enlightened, right, because when the good and the bad does happen, right, because the up and the down is the natural flow of energy in the world. Okay, and happy new year to you too, divine light. Okay, period. So anywho, right, so that's the natural flow of energy in the world. So you're not gonna get out of the good, the bad, you know what I'm saying. There's just no getting out of it, but how you handle yourself, right? And I told you guys how you overcome things, but how you handle yourself as well. When you worry, when you grieve, okay, when you that makes more for the situation. Yes, spirit, that thinking of a Bob Marley song. Huh. Can I play it here? No, it's gonna mess up my book. Gotta go on YouTube online. Because there's two of them that are like similar. No, not the Three Little Birds. See this my Apple Music would help, but I'm on my phone. Uh, trying to remember if I can remember the lyrics, and I just sing it. But don't worry. there's like so many songs going on. Maybe it is Don't Worry. Okay, let me look at the lyrics. Welcome in, guys. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? Let me know down in the chat. Uh, press the E too many times. Okay. Alright, hold up. Let me see if there's this other song. No. Okay, that's why. It gave Bob Marley vibes. Okay, it gave Bob Marley vibes, but even though it is like "Don't Worry, Be Happy," but there's another song that is also "Don't Worry, Be Happy" by Bobby McFerrin, which yeah, Bob Marley, Bobby McFerrin. You know what I'm saying? It understandable, and the vibe is basically the same. So, the lyrics are here's a little song I wrote. You might want to sing it note for note. Don't worry, be happy. In every life, we have some trouble, but when you worry, you make it double. Okay. So went on a little tangent on there, but was looking for Bobby McFerrin song the whole time. All right, so be like that, guys. This is what every time I think of a song and I'm looking it up, if I don't know the song by heart, like, yo, swear to God, if I don't know the artist and the title, like, off rip, I'm sitting there looking for it forever because, of course, I got the wrong title or the wrong artist in mind because the vibe is so similar. I'm like, but that's not them. Oh, swore it was that was them who sung that. No, oh, okay. It'd be like that. Right, like, okay, yeah, it'd be. Guess I was wrong.
This is the
Oh, hit you on the ad. Okay, but yeah, so don't worry, okay, because every little thing is gonna be all right. But when you worry, okay, you make your problems, your issues more than what they were intended to be, right? Okay, so especially like when people like wish like evil eye or like, you know, try to send some dark magic your way, you know what I'm saying, like just whatever they do nowadays, you know what I'm saying. So when that happens, when they try to knock you out of alignment, and unless you decide to come down and match, and you know what I'm saying, unless you decide to come over here and be like, all right, let me go ahead and lower my energy field to their energy field standards, and you know what I'm saying, and allow whatever they got going on to attach to whatever I got going on, you know what I'm saying, and then allow that to manifest and come to a fruition into my reality. No, you know what I'm saying, you don't have to do any of that. You know what I'm saying, like they're not going to be able to touch you if you out here remaining what, poised, steadfast, serene. Okay, like they can't touch you at the end of the day. Okay, and when things happen, like there's a difference between getting a flat tire and crashing out like it's the end of the world versus getting a flat tire and singing a song, smelling the roses, taking in the scene. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference. Because one is miserable and the other one is just enjoying life. Because yes, there's going to be hiccups, there's going to be forks in the road, but how you handle it, how you interact with it is how it's going to progress. Because if you decide you're going to have the worst day of your life because of that flat tire, guess what? You're going to have the worst day of your life because of that flat tire. That's all I can tell you about that. Like, you decided that you were going to have that day. That's what you thought. That's what you felt. That's what you believe. Therefore, that's what you subconsciously decided to start doing. So every little thing you did throughout your day, you subconsciously did because you thought, felt, and believed you were going to have a terrible day just because of a flat tire. You know what I'm saying? So instead, if you viewed it differently, right? If you shifted your perspective and you're like, I got this flat tire because, my ancestors, my spirit guides, the good Lord wants me to chill out. I'm moving too fast. I'm doing too much. You know what I'm saying? So you go, okay, so let's take a minute, wait for these people to come out here to fix this, or fix it yourself. Well, do what you do, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever type of person you are, don't matter. Okay, whether you fix it yourself or you call somebody to come fix it, right? So you're gonna do that, right? You're gonna enjoy the time outside. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't matter if you're on a highway. Doesn't matter if you're in the country somewhere, right? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna take the time to enjoy the scene. Okay, you're like, okay, let the car rest for a minute. Okay, do what you gotta do, right? You're like, okay, the rest of my day, okay, I wasn't supposed to be wherever I was going at that scheduled time. Okay, so now the good Lord has saved me for something a lot worse down the line. Okay, when you have that kind of mentality, right? Nothing can rock you, right? That flat tire. Oh, we changed that tire. We was on our merry way in 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? We was gone. Okay, the rest of the day was perfect. Oh, why? Why was the rest of the day perfect? Because you never thought bad thoughts about the situation. You never felt bad feelings about the situation, and you never believed those things that never happened. You know what I'm saying? So you can never do them, right? You can never play out the rest of your day in those ways because you never thought those bad thoughts. You never felt those bad feelings. You know what I'm saying? You overcame a situation that a lot of people don't handle well. You know what I'm saying? I know we simply talking about a flat tire, but it is a lot bigger than the flat tire. You know what I'm saying? Some people handle the flat tire very well, very calm, poised, serene. You know what I'm saying? While others act like that's the worst thing that could have happened them in entirety of life, like flat tires don't happen. You know what I'm saying? But then again, it could be a buildup of things, but at the same time, that's an excuse, right? Because that buildup is because of how they're what? Thinking of their situation. That buildup is how they're feeling about that situation. That buildup is how they're believing that situation will play out. So they're doing everything so that situation will play out how they believe it to. I'm just letting y'all know why that scientific method works. Okay, you think it, you feel it, you believe it, you do it. Okay, alrighty, all right. Let's go on. Let's try. We try to finish these last 2 minutes, okay? It's gonna hit me with an ad. Okay, all right. Y'all know this gonna be on YouTube, Twitch for 7 days, but YouTube it's gonna be on YouTube. And I do want you guys to take notes. That's a very important thing about Omniology review. Y'all know I'm a natural channeler. So a lot of the time when I'm sitting here and I'm going off on long tangents and I'm spilling, like that is things coming straight from the divine. You know what I'm saying? Half the time it just be coming out so fast that I don't even know be going on half the time. That it just be coming out and I just be sitting there like, yeah, that's what spirit said, y'all. Yeah, I know what's going on, but I'm just here. At this point, I'm processing the information at the same time you guys are. Okay, like I'm here, I'm present, but I'm being put up on game at the same time you guys are. You know what I'm saying? Like I am discerning this information that is being given to us and processing it at the time you guys are literally witnessing this. Okay, in real time. Okay, so it's I would take notes. Okay, we're gonna be doing this up again. Okay, so every week we are gonna have our lesson day. But I would take notes because we're gonna be learning some things that are gonna be outside the box. Okay, and sometimes it's just emotional intelligence, right? Discernment, boundaries, things like that. Learning how to be better to ourselves, easier on ourselves, as well as learning our, how to protect ourselves spiritually, how to master our realities, a whole lot of things, a whole lot. And I need you guys to stay grounded, which is why usually, well, when we start next week, when we get into the groove fully, right? I want y'all to know that's why we ground ourselves and do our meditation, our mindfulness practice at the start of the lives, because it is a lot of information to take in at once. And when you do this on your own, I do want you to ground yourself before taking in this information. Okay, all right, boom. Okay, let's get into this though, y'all.
The calm man, having learned how to govern himself, knows how to adapt himself to others. They, in turn, reverence his spiritual strength and feel that they can learn of him and rely upon him. The more tranquil a man becomes, the greater is his success, his influence, his power for good.
Amen.
Even the ordinary trader will find his business prosperity increase as he develops a greater self-control and equanimity.
Ooh.
For people will always prefer to deal with a man whose demeanor is strongly equable. The strong, calm man is always loved and revered. He is like a shade-giving tree in a thirsty land, or a sheltering rock in a storm. Who does not love a tranquil heart, a sweet-tempered, balanced life? It does not matter whether it rains or shines, or what changes come to those possessing these blessings.
It does not matter if it rains or shines, if it goes up or down, because the natural flow of energy is up and what? Down. Okay, so in the natural flow of things, okay, staying calm, staying serene, staying sweet, and staying balanced, staying grounded in those periods of turbulence, right? What's gonna make even the sunshine even sweeter, okay? Because even during turbulence, it doesn't seem like turbulence, right? It just seems like you know what I'm saying, it's just right. Like it's gonna make that flat tire. Okay, let's go back to our flat tire analogy. Right, it's gonna make that flat tire really sit there and be like, it's just a flat tire. Like you gonna be sitting there like, so, right? Like okay, like it's not going to be the end of the world. Okay.
They are always sweet, serene, and calm. That exquisite poise of character, which we call serenity, is the last lesson of culture, the fruitage of the soul. It is precious as wisdom, more to be desired than gold, yea, than even fine gold.
Yes.
How insignificant
Spirit said Dharma. Okay. Anyway.
mere money-seeking looks in comparison with a serene life, a life that dwells in the ocean of truth, beneath the waves, beyond the reach of tempests, in the eternal calm. How many people we know who sour their lives, who ruin all that is sweet and beautiful by explosive tempers, who destroy...
What I tell you, see, it's deeper than the flat tire analogy, but at the same time, it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's much more, but it also fits in so perfectly. You know what I'm saying? So that by explosive tempers, you know what I'm saying? And I'm speaking from experience. Let me say this first. I'm speaking from experience, right? I used to work for a call center, and we worked with people who had, flat tires most of the time. That was their issue, or they got locked out of the car, needed a jump start. You know what I'm saying? But so most of the time it is because they had a flat tire and needed a tire. You know what I'm saying? So some people were, chill, calm, living their best life. Okay, old couple, they was just leaving church and everything and like that, and they had a call and everything, so they was calm, chill, serene. You know what I'm saying? Then I had this one guy this one night, you know what I'm saying? He was there. Oh my goodness, that island is so beautiful. And why do I feel like, I don't know, because to me, traveling and being on a beach somewhere, that's serene, right? Like, to me, that's my peace, right? Like, that's where I'm meant to be, right? So, like, I felt that tied into the message here, like, okay, period, confirmation. Okay, so anywho, right, versus this one night, this guy, he had a flat tire, and he's acting like I caused it. You know what I'm saying? He's acting like I'm the reason he has a flat tire, right? And that's not I'm not the reason he's got a flat tire. I don't even know the guy. You know what I'm saying? So how am I the reason, right? But he's trying to berate and belittle me, right? And I have done nothing wrong to this man. And I'm gonna let him know, bro. Like, hey, man, you got one good time. You got one good time to cuss again, bro. One good time, bro. One good time, and I'm hanging up this phone, man. Like, I promise you, it's it's so fast. Y'all hang up the phone on people, bro. I hang up the phone. Okay, I protect my peace. So, man, so he decided he was gonna, keep doing what he was doing. That one good time, all he had, and I said, doo. I put it in the notes. I was like, yeah, yep. Yeah, you was out here. That's how you wanted to be. That's how you wanted to move. I'm gonna let them know about you. I'm gonna let them know about you in these notes. Okay, because I don't want to hear they call back talking about so and so. No. Let's go ahead and check that behavior first. Because no, you're not gonna talk to me nice or don't speak at all. Okay, I'm one of those. Talk to me nice, I don't speak at all. I don't want to talk to you. If you talk to me in a rude manner, I will not talk to you. Okay, I will literally shut down. I will literally, goodbye. I am no longer in this conversation. Right? Like, I literally, no, I'm good. Now if you talk to me nice, okay, alright, even if we're having a disagreement, I will still be there, I'm present. But as soon as you start talking to me all types of different crazy, I'm checked out. Okay, but seriously, yeah, no. So that's the example, right? The explosive tempers, okay, with these people treating treating the flat tire like it's the end of the world, like they're just having, like this is going to make the entire rest of their day the worst. You know what I'm saying? Like their entire week is going to be messed up because of this one flat tire. You know what I'm saying? And maybe, people got they financial situations and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, that's still an excuse to keep yourself mentally entrapped in the cycle. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real.
their poise of character and make bad blood. It is a question whether the great majority of people do not ruin their lives and mar their happiness by lack of self-control. How few people we meet in life who are well balanced, who have the exquisite poise which is characteristic of the finished character. Yes, humanity surges with uncontrolled passion, is tumultuous with ungoverned grief, is blown about by anxiety and doubt. Only the wise man, only he whose thoughts are controlled and purified, makes the winds and the storms of the soul obey him. Tempest-tossed souls, wherever...
Where we at? You literally got seconds. Okay, but I just wanted to go over that part again. So, yes, humanity surges with uncontrolled passion. Yes, we feel things. We do things, right? We experience things on such a grander level, okay, because of how we interact with this realm, right? So, yes, passion for things is going to be uncontrollable because we you know, a lot of people don't really know how to control their emotions, and passion can be stemmed as a big emotion. You know what I'm saying? Like it can be like boom, like it is something that you feel so deeply, so greatly that it's like it sometimes can be overwhelming, which is why it's uncontrolled. Um to tumultuous with ungoverned grief. Ungoverned, right? Grief, right? We know the 5 stages of grief, how we get to acceptance, okay? Why it's ungoverned, because we don't know how to accept things, right? Grief, when we associate grief, we usually think about death, but really it's when we think grief is the acceptance of letting go of something. It's not even just letting go of a person who no longer is with us, but it's also letting go of how things once were, right? When you grieve something, right, you are going through a process of letting it go. When it's ungoverned, right, it can be blown out of proportion, okay, and it be very unhealthy for your mental, for your emotional state, right, and for your beliefs, okay, and how you go about your life, okay. So, and exactly, it's blown about by anxiety and doubt, okay. And doubt is one of the 5 stages of grief, but because you know you're just in disbelief, right? So, which is again, you're in disbelief because you don't want to believe that you have to live without another person being there, or without your favorite store existing anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, so sometimes it's like, okay, something as losing a someone close to you versus losing something as trivial as that, you know, a store. You know what I'm saying? But to each their own. Everybody handles the process of letting go different. Okay. So where are we at on that? Only the wise man, okay, only he whose thoughts are controlled, right? And not even just thoughts, okay, but your emotions as well. And this is not saying to say don't feel, right? This is to say confirmation burp right there. This is to say that when you feel, okay, allow yourself to feel, but don't allow yourself to stay down. Okay. So controlled and purified makes the winds and storms of the souls obey him. So you know, and this is actually something that we can find in the Bible. And I'm blanking on the verse right now, but when you stay, you know, when you're grieving, and it talks about staying down and then arising again, right? When it comes to grief, okay, so staying down for a few days to allow yourself to feel it, but you have to be able to pick yourself back up. You can't stay down, right? So, make the winds and the storms of the soul obey him. Mostly is a thing, like you're allowing the storms to have their space, but at the same time you're able to rein it back in. You're able to soothe the storm, okay? Not lock it up, but like soothe it down. So where it's stormy, it's rainy, and then boop, 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 sunshine, right?
Wherever ye may be, under whatsoever conditions ye may live, know this: in the ocean of life, the isles of blessedness are smiling, and the sunny shore of your ideal awaits your coming. Keep your hand firmly upon the helm of thought. In the bark of your soul reclines the commanding master. He does but sleep. Wake him.
Wake up. Wake up. Wake him, the master of your mind, your soul, right? Wake and control your mind.
Self-control is strength. Right thought is mastery. Self-control is strength. Right thought is mastery. Calmness is power. Say unto your heart, peace, be still.
Peace, be still. Amen. Amen. Y'all know I love Master Key Society. Okay, they're always posting very exploratory books, like you know what I'm saying, like Master Key, they put books out there that are very open-minded, okay? And that's why I love their collection. And yeah, they do some good things, okay? They do some good things. But this was As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. All right, so that was just a end portion of the book. We literally listened to like the last 5-ish minutes. And you guys are like, Leia, you've been on this live for almost an hour and 15 minutes. What do you mean you've only watched 5 minutes of it? Yes. I told y'all we're at the start of this live, okay, and y'all already know if you've been with me a while, okay, but if you are just now joining us, welcome. We love you here, okay, but okay, what you call it? But I do love to talk as well, and so I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I do what I do, and I also don't have control over it sometimes because it's like I said, natural channeler. When the good Lord is like, speak on this, say this, tell the collective. I got to, you know what I'm saying? I don't have control over that. I literally will just start spilling information, knowledge, wisdom that the good Lord wants to share with you guys sometimes. So it'd be like that. But if you have questions, comments, concerns, okay, about the things that we read, okay, and we discuss during our lesson days, all right, make sure you put them in the chat, okay? If you want to talk more about certain things that we talk about in the live, okay, you can still put it in the chat, so it could be in the live on the recording of the video, because it will still be public on YouTube, right? So you can discuss it in the chat on YouTube when it's made public for later, like if you're watching this later, you know what I'm saying? But if you're watching this now and you don't have a question at this time, but you have a question later, then go ahead and put it in the chat, or or go ahead and join our Discord server, okay, to access the Brady Bunch hideout, okay, and that is where you can talk about this kind of topics all day with me. You know what I'm saying? All day. Okay. Of course when I got time, but all day. You know what I'm saying? So we talk about a lot of different things in the Discord channel. There's a lot of different like I can show y'all low key. Hold on. How you do that? I can't. I don't think I can share screen. Um. Wait. Hold on. See, it did something, but I don't. Right, but I don't know. I don't know, guys. This is we're not gonna mess with that. But that's fine. I will show you on here. Also, Discord is where you will be able to play Among Us with me on our conscious game nights. Okay, so on our conscious game nights, go ahead. That's where you would join for those. Okay. Remember to strengthen your intuition. We do the conscious game nights to strengthen intuition and spiritual discernment. Okay. All right. So I guess this is this brightness up? Okay. All right. So this is the welcome screen, but do this for you guys so y'all can see. Don't worry about me over here. Okay, so we have all of our community resources in this top. I'm not. The mouse is nowhere near the thing that I'm talking about right now. So hold on. All right, so boom, mouse is there. Actually, cellular night is our pointer. Okay, so we have our community resources all up in there. Boom. Our welcome page. The rules of the lobby. The rules of the lobby are the same as the rules in our live stream chats. And you know what I'm saying? So it's really not the same. It's nothing different. But if you don't know the rules of the live stream or the, you know what I'm saying, or the rules of the lobby chat in here, they're right there. Okay, so that we have our announcements. Remember, announcements are only on Sundays. Okay, so Sundays I post announcements about what's going on in the channel every week. Boom, we got the live stream update. So if you was wondering what time I'm going live, or if I'm going live that day, or if I'm running behind the scheduled time, boom, a live date, live stream updates. Okay. Ask away. Boom. We got the ask away column. So if you got questions, okay, about for me, in general, boom, that's where you ask away. Okay. Then we got our form for our business networking. Okay, so if you got a small business, okay, and you sell natural things, okay, spiritual things, this doesn't really matter what you sell, but if that's your thing, okay, and that's what makes your soul sing, okay, go ahead and network in there, in there in the YouTube community page. Don't make no difference to me. Just do your community duty. So okay, alright. So then we have the support corner. Okay, the support corner are for those of you going through tough trials and tribulations on your spiritual journey at this time, and you need support. you know what I'm saying, need a helping hand, a helping word, okay, from the collective to help you through it. Okay. All right. So that is our community resources. Boom. Then after that, we have our spiritual knowledge. Okay, so the spiritual knowledge, we have quite a few channels in the spiritual knowledge section. Okay, so in the spiritual knowledge section, we have psychic abilities and spiritual gifts. Okay, you already know the five clairs. If you don't know the five clairs, go ahead and look them up. Okay, but they will be in there. So, I mean, you don't have to look them up if you just join the server. We talk about them in there, so you really don't have to look them up. You know, but still. Okay, period. Um, Still do your own research. We got the divine channeling methods. Okay, so one example, divine channeling method, tarot. Period. Okay. Then we have the paganism, magic, witchcraft. I usually put any of smoke stuff for smoke cleanses, stuff for spiritual washes, things like that in there. But you could, you know, if you know more things about paganism and you know, in that realm of things, you can go ahead and you can put whatever you want in there as well. Okay, as long as it's not dark magic, you know what I'm saying. It's astrology. I don't really have to explain. It's astrology. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So then we have Alkebulan, ancient Africa. So this is the name for Africa's real name. So anything regarding ancient Africa, even the ancient magic in Africa. So that's going to be in there. Bible study. Okay, the Bible study is when we are decoding the Bible. It's not like a regular Bible study. We are decoding the Bible. Okay. Greek theology. Okay, it's good to know Greek theology, certain deities that could be on your spiritual guidance team. Okay. Buddhism and Hinduism, the ones that I think are the closest to spiritual truth. Um, when it comes to your spiritual journey, right? Judaism. Okay, we gotta also read the Torah, guys, so we can learn more about that. Okay, we're gonna decode that one as well. Just like the Bible, right? So, boom. Then we got the practical use. In practical use, we got, this is kind of new, but we got this section called channel messages. Okay, so this would be where I will be sending you channel messages that I don't have time to post about, like if it's like a short video of a post, or on the live stream, like I can't mention it somewhere, you know what I'm saying, that's where I will mention it. So it's quick and fast, that's where you get the info at. Okay. Then we have the self improvement section, because you know, self growth, self work, we gotta do the necessary work to do. Okay. All right. So next we have the shadow work. Okay, so shadow work. Okay, shadow work. All right, self improvement, shadow work. Shadow work. Right. This is where we will have different prompts. Okay, different things. You know, you have to work on different methods of how to. With different methods, okay, because you know, girl got shadow work journal. Okay, so we will be going over things like that. Okay, then we have science. Okay, so science that science research that is backing the spiritual um, topics that we are covering on the channel all the time. Okay, truths of the matrix. Okay, so science was here. So we have science here. then we have the truths of the Matrix. So anything that the Matrix being musky and crusty and everything like that. So we gonna stay up to date with them too, because you know how they move. Okay, so and then review and sources. The review and sources is literally just links, me giving you where I found this information at, you know what I'm saying, my proof, my evidence, boom boom boom, my research, go ahead and have it, you know what I'm saying, because I want you to do your research too, so look into it, um and then we do like this, right? And we go into the learn and play tab. So we have the learn and play tab, and in the learn and play tab, we have the Among Us sign up. Okay, so if you want to play Among Us on our conscious game nights, okay, then this is where you would come to tell me that you would like to play. Okay, alright. So then we have the unserious topics. Okay, so unserious topics. Okay, if you want to send memes, you got jokes. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and the unserious topics. That's all day play for y'all. Okay, in there, and then our last section is our talking on the phone section. Okay, and the talking on the phone section includes our live Q&As. So if you guys have any questions, okay, that you want me to answer and you would like to do it on the phone, when Discord gets to rolling, and I'll probably do like polls and stuff like that to see for the live Q&As as well as the live debates. Okay, so any of this stuff up here, and it's like just friendly debates, nothing like no toxic timing. We are literally just exploring concepts and going off one another and basically just expanding our knowledge and wisdom. But we will do that only in the Burning Bunch hideout. Okay, so if you're not in the Burning Bunch hideout, you know what I'm saying. But anyhow, then we have the Among Us voice chat, so talking on the phone. Okay, so we can play Among Us. I will be playing from this laptop, so it won't really be me on the phone, but it will be voice modulated. So okay, all right. Unless I don't know. Sometimes technology. So it depends. Well, it'll depend. But usually the Among Us for Among Us game night, it will be on the computer. Okay. Alrighty, guys. I really don't have anything else for you guys today. Alrighty. So I do want you guys to remember we speak love, justice, and peace. Okay, and I want y'all to have a beautiful and blessed day. Okay, I'll see y'all tomorrow. And tell my